If you spend a lot of time sitting or you notice that your shoulders are rounding forward, this video is for you. Grab a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball and find a wall you can lean on because we're about to take care of that. If you have access to a wall with a ledge like this and the flat side running down, this is going to work a little bit better for some of the range of motion we're about to do. I'm going to stick on the flat side so that I can see you a little bit better. We're placing the ball 1 to 2 inches below the collarbone next to the sternum, the breastbone. We're rolling from the sternum over toward the shoulder line and back, and we're going to do some exploring looking for some trigger points, basically stuff that calls your attention. Now you can place yourself feet away from the wall and lean into it. If this is too aggressive, walk a little bit closer. The farther back, the more pressure you're going to get. We're going to simply just roll toward the shoulder. Careful not to roll over that edge if you're on the edge like that, and back. Start to take note of where you feel those trigger points, basically where it's uncomfortable. What grabs your attention? Okay, we'll do a couple more passes back and forth. Feel free to move the ball as needed. We're staying in the upper third portion of the chest here. All right, grab that first spot that says hello, and we're gonna park on it. Take some deep breaths. Now we're gonna go through a snow angel motion, basically. You won't be able to see my arm, but it's gonna look like this, just like you're doing a snow angel. So you're gonna reach your way up, only go far enough that you are still on the trigger point and back down. So your range of motion may not be super big right now. Continue to breathe through it, doing our best to keep onto that trigger point. We're gonna do anywhere from 2 to 5 reps or so. And then we're just gonna slide a little closer toward the shoulder, find that next trigger point, and we'll do it again. Oh, yeah. Make sure you're breathing here. Now, just like some of the other videos I posted, it's all about relaxing. If we can't relax, the tissues aren't gonna let go. We're not gonna get a lot out of it. Continue sliding closer to the shoulder, maybe moving up and down a little bit, finding those sweet spots or hot spots. I don't know how sweet it is. And you're gonna continue working your way through that, and I'm just gonna show you where we're heading next. We're gonna go into the front of the shoulder now, so right next to the pec, and we're gonna do the same kind of thing. We're gonna go side to side. We'll move down the shoulder a little bit as well. This gets very tender, so make sure you're under the bone, you're not directly on top of it. And we're gonna roll right toward into the arm bone. Back and forth a little bit. There's not a lot of space here, a little up and down. Okay, now grab that spot that says hello. And then we're gonna kind of do that same motion, reaching up like a snow angel and back down. Whew, yeah. Oh man, this is such a good release. You're gonna be feeling great after this. We'll work down the shoulder a little bit lower, so come on down. And you might have to just actually take the ball and move it down. If you can bend your knees, that works too, but we're just working our way right down the front of the shoulder. Let's get a couple more reps done here. So find another spot, do another 1 or 2 reps, and we're gonna be moving on to another spot. The side of the chest, right through here. So we're kind of up and under the chest here. This is where this ledge gets very handy to get this part done. You're not gonna be able to see me very well, but you will be able to see the way I'm moving my arm. But we're gonna stuff that ball right up under the pec this way and kind of work our way down. This is going to be pretty intense, so be careful. Do some exploring there, a little forward and backward, a little up and down. It's not gonna take long to find a trigger area. You can put your arm down to the side so it's not as stretched out and less intense. And we're gonna do a couple motions here. So go ahead and find a spot. And just like if you were gonna reach behind you to grab your seatbelt, you're gonna climb up and back. Careful not to lose that trigger point. Only go far enough that you can stay on top of it, and then we're gonna lower back down. Let's do a few reps that way. Continuing to breathe. I like to inhale on the way up. Exhale on the release. This is a fantastic way to get the pec to let go. Okay, you can move on to another spot. We'll do a couple more like that. You can spend as much time as you want here. Feel free to pause the video. Once you get the hang of this, you can get really good at it. You'll know exactly where to put the ball. You'll know what motions work best for you. Just play around with where you're moving your arm. Everybody is different. And then there's one more thing you can do here as well. Bend the elbow like you have a dumbbell at your shoulder. You're gonna do an overhead press. Continuing to pin down that trigger point Now I've already lost it. You may not be able to get very high on this one, but you're basically just gonna push the arm over the head like you're doing a shoulder press. Oh, there we go. And maybe your range of motion is super small. And it's possible you're like, dude, there's no freaking way. Just having the ball there alone is like, that's enough. And that's okay too. All right, so now we've gotten the whole pec. We got the front of the shoulder. We're now gonna move to the side of the shoulder down to where the front, middle, and rear shoulder all connect together. There's a big bandy mess going on right there. So this part lifts the arm this way. It's your lateral deltoid. We're gonna start at the top and work our way down. Face sideways to the wall on this one. Position your feet so that you have some room to move around. We'll do a little side to side, a little bit of up and down, and we're gonna do the exact same thing. We're gonna find those triggers. And we're gonna go through the range of motion one at a time on this. So instead of going up and down, we're gonna find a spot, lean into it, take some breaths, and then there's a few different motions we're gonna do. We're gonna do is called shoulder flexion, where you actually reach up. You're basically raising your arm, again, maintaining that trigger and letting it go. And then we're gonna do shoulder extension, which is reaching behind you. I already lost it. Keep it as small as you need to stay on top of that sucker. Man, that guy is just active as all freaking heck right now. Dang. Whew. I did hit shoulders yesterday, so I'm feeling this right now, man. Okay, and then there's a couple more things we're gonna do. We're actually gonna twist the arm bone in and out. So we're rotating the arm bone itself. So let it hang down by the side, and then twist the arm in, and then go the other way, open it out, and just do a few reps like that. Got a couple more things to show you while we're here. Now we're gonna add a couple together. Twist your arm in, so you're rotating in toward you. Hold, and now go through the extension. Reach behind you with it like that. Holy ma. Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite ones right there. And then you can let it go, undo the rotation, rotate back in, up you go. And just continue knocking out about 2 to 5 reps in every area that you find. One more thing we're gonna do before we move on though, bend the elbow to 90 degrees, maintaining the pressure on that trigger point. If you lost it, re-find it. Now we're gonna do internal and external rotation. We're actually gonna rotate the femur, the humerus, hello, femur, like it's your leg. Rotate in this way, and then open out this way. This is where having this ledge can be very helpful. So you're not like flat against the wall, maybe you get a little bit more room, but it's working out pretty well right now. All right, once you've gotten through whatever movement felt best to you, you're gonna continue working your way down that middle deltoid, and eventually the front, middle, rear deltoid, you're gonna get to the place where they all attach, right on this arm bone right here. And that sucker gets pretty intense. But I want you to work your way all the way down, get to that area, go through any of those motions that seem like it's helping you, and continue working through it. Now, the back of the shoulder, the posterior deltoid. This one's tricky to get to because we're gonna be turning our back to the wall like this. So it takes a little bit of practice to not lose the ball and have it take off running, and then it becomes an agility and cardio workout chasing the darn thing down. Or if you got a dog in the house, it'd be like, whoo, playtime, here we go. Right on the back meaty portion of the shoulder, and you'll notice that the body's rotating. So you can see me kind of rotating back and forth like this. It's just a little easier to move the ball. There can be some very tender areas back here, so be very careful. I found one right there where I'm like, I don't really want to move off of that right now, or I do, but I can't really do a lot of movement while there. Lifting your arm up will lengthen the tissue, and it might be easier to expose those fibers on kind of the underside of the back of the shoulder. So if you're not finding it, lift your arm up and then do some up, down, side to side, and you'll probably find something that calls your name right there. Now, once you have that trigger, we're gonna bring the arm across the body, and this stretches the back of the shoulder, and then let it go. You probably won't get a lot of range of motion here. It's real easy to lose that trigger, like I just lost it right there. Find it again, and continue. You can even hold the stretch and then do some small passes forward and back toward the shoulder blade, and then back toward the front of the arm while it's stretched. And that can work really well too. Again, you're gonna continue exploring that entire region so that you can release everything. One more spot we're gonna get to, and it's almost in the armpit. We wanna avoid going directly in the armpit. There's a lot of blood vessels, soft tissue that we're going to avoid. We might be able to expose one of your rotator cuffs there. It's hard to get to. You're actually gonna lift your arm this way. You'll have to hold the ball, position your body so you can get up in there. You're kind of under the back of the shoulder now. Move around a little bit. If any tingle, numb, weird sensation kicks in, you are in the wrong spot. So back off immediately if that happens. We're just looking for that kind of like that dull achiness that you kind of feel on the kind of behind the armpit, in the shoulder. You might feel it in the armpit a little bit because this rotator cuff does kind of run through there. It's tough to find, but once you get it, there we go. I have now found it myself. Whew. And you may not be able to get any movement here. Maybe it's just hold and breathe. You could, if you want, you can do some internal, external rotation while you're here. And that internal rotation coming down is really where you're gonna start to feel that sucker get pretty fired up. If you wanna torture yourself way more than this, take this to the floor and do it. Be careful, because it is freaking intense. You can continue working through that. Don't rush through this, okay? I'm just showing you the approach on how you can hit this. So we hit the chest, we got the side of the chest, we got the shoulders, front, middle, rear. We even got up into the rotator cuff a little bit. We're pretty well covered now. Time to stretch it out. To stretch your pecs, we're gonna set up in a doorway. We're gonna start with one side. Maintain a slight bend in the elbow, place your arm on one side of the doorway. Rotate the body away, pressing the arm into the wall. Lift your chest up and out, and then think about leading with your chest. We're trying to get the stretch to come down this way. If you start to feel this in the biceps, you're in the wrong position. You might need to back out, lower the elbow, and then try again. So chest up and out, slight twist. Take some deep breaths. We want to feel the chest expand as we breathe in to continue lengthening through those chest fibers. You're gonna hold this stretch for at least 30 seconds. 30 seconds up to 2 minutes is always a good place to go. When you're ready to come out of it, come out nice and easy. Be sure to do the other side before getting both sides together. Once we have both sides done, both arms come out. Find the position that feels good, making sure the shoulders are comfortable. We're gonna walk forward till we start to feel the separation of the chest. You can put one foot in front of the other. I know you can't really see that right now, but one foot forward, the other foot is back. Lock down the rib cage a little bit. Lift your chest up and out. Let your body lean into the wall. And now take some deep breaths, and now we're getting both sides together. This is one of the best stretches you can do to open your chest. It feels freaking amazing. Oh man, and after all that release work, stretching these fibers out this way is such a good way to reset your posture and pull that tension off the front of your body. Again, hold this for at least 30 seconds up to 2 minutes, and when you're ready, you can come out nice and easy. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that this stretching sequence brings some relief to your life, resets all that tension in your upper body, and helps you restore your posture. If you liked what you saw today, send me a message. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll see you again next time.